Hi, this is the very first lecture on strength of material, in which we will covering elastic constant. So starting with that particular topic, we'll understand the different materials which are used in engineering design, and basically our motivation is to design in such a way that the component will not be subjected to failure. So we need to prevent the failure. So in such a way, you need to select the perfect material for that perfect function. Okay. So next we'll be switching to the concept of load, because of the reason that load is the only thing that is the reason behind the stress. So when there is a load, the material is trying to resist the deformation. So at a particular point inside the material, there is an internal resisting force. So that internal resisting force at a particular point developed inside a material under some loading condition is called your stress. So we will be understanding different loading condition, and in different loading condition, the amount of stress a material is getting subjected to. Okay, the component will be designing in such a way that it will not be going through more than permissible amount of deformation. So there are two criteria for design, like one is your strength criteria and other is your rigidity criteria. So in strength criteria, we will see that the maximum amount of stress that is induced in the body must be less than or equal to your permissible stress. So how can we calculate the permissible stress? We will be having that particular idea from tension test. So from tension test, we will be having the particular value of that permissible stress. Next we will be switching to the particular chapter of Mohr circle. Here we will have the idea of two-dimensional state of stress. So up to the point we are discussing on 1D stress. So two-dimensional state of stress is the basically in reality there is three-dimensional state of stress. So what happens in stress 3D? So we will be discussing on three-dimensional state of stress. After that, in Mohr circle, we will be considering one of the three mutual perpendicular direction, the amount of stress is less compared to the others. So this particular thing we need to consider. Next we will be switching to the chapter like shear force and bending moment diagram. As soon as the load concept will be clear to you, you will be able to have the idea how shear force varies and how bending moment varies with that of the span of the beam. Next we will be switching to the chapter like deflection of beam. In deflection of beam, we will be able to understand how the maximum amount of deflection and shear force nature is varying with the type of loading condition. Only with the loading condition, not with the support, not with any other constraints. Like here with the type of loading, the material will be getting subjected to the curve of the particular slope and the particular your nature of the curve of the particular deflection, maximum deflection will be the same for particular loading condition, but the constant that will be on that particular equation will be different. So we'll be have that idea of how the curves are. And next we will be switching to the topic like your theory of failure. Okay, as soon as the theory of failure topic will be clear to you, you will be able to design all components, and all components will be designed in that particular safety region. Okay, so next is we will be discussing on the topic like pressure vessel. In that pressure vessel, we will be able to understand how like pressure inside a cylindrical pressure vessel and spherical pressure vessel is varying. So as soon as the Mohr circle concept is clear to you, you will be able to easily identify like how the maximum amount of normal stress inside that particular pressure vessel is varying. Okay, in different plane. Okay, next we will be switching to the topic like theory of column. In here we will be understanding the Euler's critical load and the slenderness ratio. And as soon as we will be able to understand the slenderness ratio and Euler's critical load, the whole concept will be very easier to you. Next, there will be spring. We will be discussing that particular spring chapter on the next lecture of your engineering design. So we'll be making short videos on each and every topic and we'll be uploading that. So guys, you will be able to understand the importance of those topics and why these topics are included in the syllabus. So after that, we will be uploading the practical implementation, like what is the implementation of those particular concept included in the syllabus. We'll be uploading some videos there. Okay, so that's all for this particular strength of material. So stay tuned, stay accessing this particular channel.